Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, 10:12 a.m. on a beautiful Sunday morning. Happy you're joining me today. Happy to see you all and have you seeing me. Had an idea for a really cool video. This was the idea I had a while back when I kind of thought about this. Two bands I'm pretty big fan of, excuse me, Boston and Electric Light Orchestra. They are known for having a spaceship as kind of their like icon or their thing, if you will. It's like they're known for these spaceships that they have. And one thing I used to ask people, one thing that just kind of crossed my mind is, if there was a war between these two bands and they were going to fight it out with their spaceships, what spaceship do you think would win? The Boston spaceship or the Electric Light Orchestra spaceship? And I'm a big fan of both of these bands. I love both of them. And I think the spaceships look really cool. So I really always thought their spaceships were super cool when I'd see them on their album covers. And out of the two bands I like the most is definitely Boston. I'm a huge obsessive Boston fan. I love Tom Scholz. He's one of my musical heroes. I've seen Boston live twice. I also got to see them once with Brad Delp on the Corporate America tour back in 2003 in the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion in the Woodlands. And that was a great show. And Electric Light Orchestra, I grew up listening to them, and I love albums like Out of the Blue and El Dorado is probably my favorite. That seems to be everyone's favorite. I love El Dorado. Great art rock album. Never got to see them live, and they just did a tour, their first U.S. tour since I think '81 or something like that, since I think Time. They hadn't played in the U.S., and I couldn't make it to that because I'm without funds in the car. They came to, I think, the Toyota Center in Houston. I actually saw the Rolling Stones there. But anyway, just to get that out of the way, I'm a huge fan of both of these bands. But I have to say I do like Boston more than I followed up on them. I have all but one of their albums, and right now I don't have any ELO. I used to have some ELO albums on vinyl and CD, and times were tough, so I ended up selling all that. But I do really love Jeff Lynne, and Jeff Lynne and Tom. They're definitely very, amazing original artists, very creative, and they're two of my musical heroes. So I just wanted to know, just to make a fun video, what you rock fans think with these two bands. If there was a big war in outer space, and they got their spaceships ready, and they were going to go out and battle it out in space, what ship do you think would win the battle? The Boston spaceship or the Electric Light Orchestra spaceship? Now, I'll tell you what I think, who would win that battle. I'm going to go with Boston. And this has nothing to do with the fact that I like Boston more, and I'm a way bigger fan than Boston or anything like that. Or, I love Tom Scholz. It has nothing to do with the fact I think that they're better than Electric Light Orchestra. It has everything to do with Boston's spaceship. Look at the spaceship. Just take a look at it. Look at it on the first two albums. Look at the way it's structured and how huge it is. Their spaceship is a huge guitar, which could fit a whole city on it. The whole city of Boston is in a dome on top of the spaceship, flying through space. You ever been to Boston? You know how big of a city that is? You've got to have a really huge ship to fit a whole city on, especially a guitar-shaped spaceship, which just looks super cool. Greatest rock and roll spaceship of all time. The Electric Light Orchestra spaceship, which is pretty big, and has a dock to have rocket ships come in, dock rockets. As you see on the Out of the Blue album cover, there's a rocket ship going in there, and the rocket ship is decent size. It's not big enough for a whole city. It's big enough for a good amount of passengers and for the band to put all their violins, to store them in the spaceship and dock rockets. But it's not massive enough, and I think with the amount of, fuel and ammo that the Boston spaceship would have, also I don't really think Electric Light Orchestra would stand a big chance. I mean, I think that the ELO ship can do some damage. I think it would be very, it would have some good, firepower with it and everything. But because that Boston spaceship is so massive, with all the fuel and everything, I think it's a no-brainer who would win the fight. I mean, Tom Scholz would win. He would take out Jeff Lynne. And then you can also, if you want to throw this one in there, Journey, with their little pod. Well, Journey's pod, while it does look super cool, I have to say that's a pretty cool looking pod they have on the Escape album cover. It does not stand a chance between either one of those ships. If three of them go into battle and you have Journey's Escape pod coming out, Boston spaceship just shoots one fire at, Journey's pod. Neil Sean, you're gone. You guys are toast. Journey is toast. Goodbye, Neil Sean and Arnell. They don't stand a chance. As cool looking as the little pod is, the pod can only fit 5 members of the band. You can only fit the 5 members. But anyway, just a fun video, and I wanted to know if you rock fans would think. What do you think? Who do you think would win this battle between Boston and Electric Light Orchestra? Which captain of the ship do you think would go down and conquer? Who would win? Do you think it would be Tom Scholz or Jeff Lynne? Leave a comment down below. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope I've connected with some Boston and Electric Light Orchestra fans. Love both bands. And yeah, comment, rate, subscribe. Got some pretty fun videos on my channel if you want to check those out. But yeah, just tell me, who do you think would win in a battle between these two ships? Would it be Boston or Electric Light Orchestra? Alright, there's my fun little video for the Sunday morning there, my rock and roll video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the flip side. I sure will. I will see you on that flip side. And got some more ideas that I might put on YouTube, and hope to see you join me on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. I'm going to find something to get into, probably listen to some rock and roll. Maybe I'll put on a Boston album. Rock on and walk on.